Welcome to the Expect Success Podcast, a presentation of GeorgeBollick.com with your host, George Bollick. This podcast is for all things personal development. Don't expect success, prepare for it. Please welcome your host, George Bollick.
Welcome to Expect Success at GeorgeBollick.com. Now, in addition to listening to our podcast, you could also view the video format on YouTube at GeorgeTube.com. Trent Shelton is a former NFL wide receiver that is now considered one of the most impactful speakers of this generation. He reaches over 60 million people weekly with his hard-hitting videos and unprecedented engagement. Though based in Fort Worth, Texas, with his wife and 2 children, Trent connects with people all over the world through his speaking engagements. Today he's in my hometown of Chicago. Are you ready to become the greatest you? Well, it's rehab time. Listen to Trent.
Hey, what's up, rehabs across the world? Trent here. I'm in Chicago right now, and I just got a message on my heart. I'm gonna tell you like this. Change isn't gonna happen in your life by complaining about your life. Change isn't gonna happen by you just talking about your problems. And I understand your struggle is real, I get it. Your problems are real. Your setbacks are real. But I just want you to understand that talking about it is gonna do nothing about it. Change isn't gonna happen in your life until you start making changes to your life. I want you to write this down and remember, I'm gonna say it again. Change isn't gonna happen in your life until you start making changes to your life. Like, you gotta stop complaining about the things you aren't willing to change. You gotta stop complaining about the things that you're accepting over and over and over in your life. Like, if you wanna do something, like, I get it. It's not gonna be easy. It's hard. It's hard trying to operate your life without a big part of your life. It's hard trying to move on from something or someone that you held on to for so long. But if you want your life to change and to be different, you gotta make a decision. You gotta say enough is enough. You gotta say no matter how hard it may be, I have to get this done, because listen, I'd rather the path be hard than staying in the same place that's full of pain. You know, it's like complaining about a fire, that you're getting burnt by a fire, but you're choosing to stay in the fire. And you won't have a lot of support. Change doesn't mean everybody's gonna support your change. Everybody's gonna applaud your change. Because sometimes your change reminds people that they're not changing. Sometimes your change reminds people that they can no longer use your life. But it's time for you to stop staying in the same place. It's time for you to stop blaming everybody else for your situation and accept your situation. And I know that hurts sometimes because you're like, I don't want to accept this. Like, you don't understand what this person did to me. You don't understand my environment. You don't understand. But I do understand this. Acceptance is freeing. Because as long as you're living in denial, you're gonna stay in that pain. As long as you're living in denial, that person or that situation is gonna have power over your life. Accept it. And also accept this. Accept that you don't have to stay there. Accept that you don't have to stay there. Accept that you can move on from it. And it is gonna be a process. The process sucks. The process is hard. The process isn't beautiful, but I promise you this, it will take you to a beautiful place. So what I need you to do, that's watching this right now, yes you, stop complaining about the things you aren't willing to change and decide to make a change to your life. Talking about change, complaining about things does nothing except make you feel good for a little while about where you're at. You're where you're at because you're choosing to stay there. I didn't say that you brought yourself there. Maybe somebody brought yourself there through pain. I get it. But you're choosing to stay there. And it's time for you to choose to move from there and go get your best life. It's time for you to know your worth. It's time for you to live beautiful instead of living broken. It's time for you to accept everything that's happening in your life and use those things to better your life. But like I said in every single video, it don't matter what I tell you. It don't matter about you watching this video. What matters is that you believe it. What matters is that you say, you know what? Right now is going to be the moment that my life changes forever. It's going to be the moment that I stop accepting less. It's going to be the moment that I stop talking about change and I actually make change. But like I said in every single video, you know who it starts with, man. It starts with you. You keep moving forward, let nothing hold you back. You LB, be it, live it, breathe it, be it. And never let this world take your smile. And remember this, change isn't gonna happen in your life until you start making the changes, all right, to your life.
Awesome, Trent. Now for more from Trent Shelton, simply search YouTube and go to his website, TrentShelton.com. His book, The Greatest You, is available at his website and or Amazon.com. And remember, as the late great Jim Rohn used to say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And today you've been hanging out with Trent Shelton. Keep up the momentum, subscribe to our newsletter so you never miss another episode. We'll catch you on the next show, and thanks a million for listening. See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Expect Success Podcast with your host, George Bollick. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please rate, subscribe, and review. And find more great content online at georgebollick.com and on Facebook and Twitter at George Bollick. We'll catch you next time. And remember, don't just expect success, prepare for it.